Okay, we have blender packs here. We're going to be taking a look at some of the common mistakes that happen at the 1500 level. So we have Mr. Gumball here, who is a 1588 or 1558, playing the Scandinavian. So let's go ahead and capture. Now, they play knight f6. We could try and protect, but they just take, and we don't really want to allow them to develop properly. We could also just play some kind of d4 here. We could also play bishop e2. Bishop e2 is an interesting move that I like because it stops them from bringing their bishop out. So they capture. Now I could like start tempoing the knight now and then try to go here. But if I go here, they're going to play this. So I'm first going to play d4, just taking control of the center. And then, yeah, we're going to play c4. Knight's going to go here. It could have also went there, but it didn't. Now there's two attackers on this, so we should probably push it. The knight comes here, I mean, shouldn't be that good. Instead they go here, and now the knight is under attack. It's attacking this, but that is not a problem. So let's actually develop and attack the knight. The knight drops back. I mean, we can just go here. Yeah, let's just slide the bishop back. Let's maintain some pressure here. And yeah, now they're going to start trying to attack the center a little bit. But we're just going to simply develop. No need to really worry about anything here. So are they threatening to take? Not really. Takes. Takes. Knight takes. Well, I guess actually that is kind of an issue, isn't it? We do have a check. And does that pick up the bishop? It actually appears as if it does. So let's go ahead and give a check. And we will be taking this free bishop. Thank you. Now my opponent's probably going to try and play pretty quick. Let's capture this. Knight here. I mean, we'll probably just take. Instead they go there. Which is a very weird move. I mean, I can force a queen trade here with queen b5 takes, and we'll take back. And we are very, very happy with trades here. So let's go ahead and long castle and protect the pawn. Because after takes, we take with the knight. They long castle as well. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I think I'm going to push the pawn, but then they go here. Is that an issue? You can just drop back or something. No, let's just capture the, let's just take. I don't think we need to make it complex. And now let's just develop our knight. They want to win the pawn. I don't see an issue with it. To be honest, I think just king b, or yeah, king b1 is probably a logical move here. Trying to go onto the c file. And if they trade pieces, I mean, we're just gonna win. Yeah, so they're trading, but this doesn't really make sense. We still have to play a game though. It is never over. Let's go rook e1, trying to infiltrate. So they stop us from doing that. Now I think I can just come in with a check and force more trades. My opponent definitely should not be trading pieces here. Now we're going to play a simple rook e2, just protecting everything. And on this, I mean, I could play here, but then they're going to play this, right? I can also play rook d2, forcing the exchange. And then we just have an extra bishop. So there's a couple ways to win a game. And that is through checkmate or converting. So now let's just convert with an extra bishop. Okay, they bring their king. We need to try and restrict them. We don't want them to come here, so let's push our pawn. Yeah, now they're going to be able to push here, but we're just going to make waiting moves and let them do what they want. They push. That's really not a good move because now they're going to have to do one of those two moves. Also, I can just give a check. And now the king has to go back, and then we can come forward. And once our king gets in to the business, it's pretty much just game over. We'll take the pawn. I'm expecting a resignation. My opponent played way too quick. Still has 8 minutes on the clock. Yeah, there it is. GG. So we played with a 93. Opponent played with an 88. The only thing that happened here was they just made a huge mistake, which was this bishop move. It looks very natural. Bishop comes out. You're threatening to take because, you know, the knight is now pinned. But you always have to look out for your opponent's checks. And unfortunately, this picks up a bishop. And then from there, I mean, it wasn't the cleanest conversion, but we ended up getting it. Just trade all the pieces and then force the huge trade. And then here, just a simple rook d2. I mean, I didn't play rook e2 to do that because, you know, I wanted to, you know, just always be protecting these pawns, potentially. You know, like rook e2, there's never any ideas of rook d2 if I want to move the bishop off of the protection of this. Also, rook e2, if rook f5, then we can, you know, protect the pawn. If they go there, then we can just push the pawn and protect it, etc. All right, let's play another one. We got a 15-22. Let's go e4. And we're seeing another Scandinavian. So apparently this is pretty common at this level. We're going to tempo, and we're going to play a Gambit. So when choosing an opening, you know, look at the main line, see if you like it, and then you can start to look into little Gambits and whatnot, because Gambits, you know, they catch people off guard if they're booked up. Like, obviously the main move here is d4, but we're going to play b4. And this looks like a really dumb move because it's just a free pawn. But there's a lot of ideas behind it. And don't play b4 if you don't know what the ideas are, okay? There's a really funny trap here, which maybe we'll go for since it's, you know, the 1500 level. The main move is, okay, this is not good because we can just develop and we're perfectly fine. This check is usually not that good. They might go here, but it's not an issue. So on this, I mean, we could develop takes if we want, but I like this move. I like just playing f3. Obviously there's a pin here, so we couldn't, you know, do anything about it. They drop back. Now let's tempo the queen. Let's now realize that the knight is hanging. So let's rewind though, because this is not typical. Usually people will either play takes or they'll go back. Not to a6, obviously, but you get the point. So now I'm not familiar with this position at all. So I'm seeing knight c5 with the threat of a fork. Knight c5, knight a6. They got to put their knight on a bad square. It's kind of another idea behind this opening is just the pieces get all mixed up. But if they take the pawn, the main move is rook b1, and we're trying to attack this, basically, saying you can have a pawn, but whatever. So let's go knight b5. They have to play here. Or they can protect, I guess, but yeah. I mean, they go there. So what about stepping up? There's this move. Maybe we just finish development. Just develop our knight, trying to go knight f4 and fork the bishop and queen. They might castle, but we can just go c3 potentially. Actually, we might be able to go here. We could take a pawn with check if we want, but to be honest, I don't know if I really care too much about that pawn at the moment. Actually, no, takes, king here, takes, king takes. Looks pretty good. Yeah, actually, we're going to do that because they put their knight on a6. So it's pretty dumb. And now we're going to start opening up some lines here. Oh, this is pinned. Okay, that's my bad. I forgot that that was pinned. Let's just step back. We have ideas of going here as well. Putting pressure here. I mean, we have all kinds of ideas. I can castle now at any moment. This is a target if I castle, because it's, you know, this diagonal is going to be weak. Potentially the bishop's coming out, but the queen's placed wrong. It's not a good place for the queen. The bishop's not doing anything here. So I like the position. Okay, they take that pawn. That's interesting. Definitely don't think that's great. Let's go ahead and fork them. So we want the bishop. Yeah, I definitely don't think that was the best move. Because now at the very least we have rook b1 and this is going to be devastating. Also here and here, just trying to go for checkmate could be an idea. Okay, that is interesting. I can go here even with a discovery attack on the queen. Trying to take, but I would say probably takes is perfectly fine. And then like some kind of queen here or bishop here. Let's go for that. Yeah, let's just come out with our bishop. There's this check, but we can step back. This is protected twice. Queen does not hit the ninth because of the bishop here. Everything's lining up pretty good. And there's a threat now to take on c7. So they play that, but that doesn't do anything. I can go here. Once again, check. We can always go back. If they go here, I mean, I'm happy to take. On that move, that can't be good. I can play c4, knight e3, but then we just come in. Yeah, let's go ahead and play c4. Okay, I guess they can go here, but I'm going to step up to f2 because this would be a fork if I didn't. Now if the knight moves somewhere, queen here is just picking up a bishop due to check. Well, I guess it doesn't really pick up a bishop, technically. So this is still a threat. There's too many threats. I think they're just losing. Yeah, knight back, but for one, we can take here. For two, just this move alone should be enough to win. But yeah, let's start with this. I mean, here, maybe we don't even take. Maybe we go here. I mean, I should probably let's just take. Let's not make this complicated. There was probably some kind of checkmate, but it's fine. Now let's get our queen involved. Check, we can step up. The bishop holds all this together. Okay, they go back with their bishop. So if I were to take, they come here with check. Is their idea. I mean, we could go into this. But I think we can first just like develop the rook. Well, if I go here, no, it takes Perfectly fine. Because then we can just take. Let's go here. Yes, this is a free bishop. I'm very aware. Okay. Don't worry. I'm aware. Maybe it allows a little bit of counterplay here with some check here. Takes. King back. But I didn't want to have to step back and uncoordinate the rooks, so that's exactly what we're doing. Okay, now we're just going to take. They can take with a check, but that's really not an issue. Because now I can just step back, and there's no problem here. Our rooks are connected now. They develop their knight, so they obviously want some good stuff, but once again, like we're going to see, just simplify the position if possible. So if you are up a bunch of material and you can force a queen trade, it's going to be a good move. Yeah, rook here. I mean, I could try to stack the rooks. I could also go here. He wants this. So let's just try and get a trade, right? So now we're going to offer a trade. Opponent should not trade. Trading would be really, really bad here. Yeah, of course they're going to go there. But guess what? We're going to go rook d1. Protecting, but also offering a trade after some kind of takes. Okay, they go there, but we'll just go here. They can have the pawn. I don't care about that pawn at all. Let's just jump in with our knight. Maybe take this pawn, maybe push. They go there. Let's try to get another rook trade. They can go here. But guess what? We can protect from the other side. So they're going to have to go here. And then maybe we just... Actually, now we're going to play rook b1. And we're going to be able to take the pawn. So, yeah, now we got in. This is hit. We can't take it because this knight's protecting it. But we have a passed pawn that we can try and play for. Okay, the knight moves. Let's start pushing our pawn. Yeah, they go there, but I'm not really too concerned. Of course, they're going to be able to take the pawn if they want it. But let's just keep pushing our pawn. They can take the bishop. I'll capture back. I'm not afraid. The rook and the knight, they're not going to checkmate me. So, yeah, he takes. There's a fork. But here, fork, and just move, and we're going to promote. So let's go ahead and just move. No issues. They can go here. I guess then I have to move the king again. Check, I go here. Yeah, so they can try and repeat, but I'll just step here. Because I don't care about losing the rook at all. Because I'm about to promote to a queen. Yeah, so they realize that they should probably try and repeat the position, but it's not going to work. They take, but let's promote with a check. And let's go for another check here. So the king has to come up somewheres. They might have been able to go rook here, but then just king over. So they go back. If I were to play here, they go here. Let's just go here with our rook. We're threatening to go here and checkmate. I don't see any counterplay for my opponent. They have no checks. Of course, they can go here if they want, but that's not going to do them anything. And they can't go here. So here, and queen h8 will be checkmate. Yeah, so they move the knight, but we can move the knight here. We can move the knight here. It literally doesn't matter. I go here just because I want it to look cool. And yeah, we got a nice little checkmate there. GG. We played with an 87. My opponent played with a 78. Once again, we have the Scandinavian. And like I said, b4, not the best move, but it's a fun little gambit. Where if they take, I play rook b1, but there are some lines where like queen takes, and then you immediately jump here and try to go after this, so the queen has to go back. I think it actually goes like this. Queen back. And then I think we play bishop out, attacking this pawn. It's really tricky. It's like if they try to go here, I think it's already a blunder due to check here, check. And if the king comes here, well, I guess it depends where the king goes, right? If it goes here, then we have checks to pick up the queen, obviously. Or wait, what? Oh, because queen can take, sorry. You go here, so the queen can't take it, you dummy. You get the points. And then if they were to play here, what is the move? Then we go check, and then the king is forced here. We have check again, and the queen's gone, so that could be something worth you guys checking out if you wish. But the main move after takes is rook b1. If they go here, then we can tempo again, and we're just punishing the queen for being out early, basically, and developing and trying to attack. But instead, they give us a check, and we can just block. Now we just keep going, take control of the center. Jumping in is apparently not that great. I did consider d5, but I thought they're just going to move the queen and whatever. Long castles, and we take. We should have just castled, but okay. Knight here, we fork. And I don't know why they played e5. I guess they're opening up their bishop, but I just didn't really think it was needed to sack the pawn like that. King f2. If you go king f1, there's obviously knight e3. You don't want that. So yeah, we got this, takes, and I mean, rook here, like I said, you don't have to be greedy and take. The reason why I didn't want to do this was because now, you know, you don't want to come here. It's not going to end well. You usually don't want to bring your king out, and I don't want to go to these squares either, because then how am I developing the rook? So that's why I didn't take when I didn't take. But after we connect the rooks, I'm happy to take. And then here, force trades if you're out material, if possible. Lots of valuable lessons here. And then once again, we're just maneuvering our rooks, trying to get trades, and then we get in, blah, 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 push the pawn, make a queen, and checkmates. Let's play another one. Okay, we got Mr. Very Creative playing d4. Okay, let's go ahead and play the England Gambit here. And should we play the actual England Gambit with Queen e8, or should we play the chart lick? Let's play this one. Let's play the chart lick because, you know, it's a little bit better than the actual. Let's develop our knights. Everybody knows how to play against the actual England Gambit if they are a d4 player. But this one, you know, you can create a little bit of chances. So we're going to just develop our queen. They're going to put their bishop out, you know, try to go on this long diagonal. And we're just going to castle. And now the queen and the rook see each other. So of course they are going to go there. And now I don't really want this to happen, to be honest. But I think we should prioritize development. And now we're going to try to attack my opponent. Because this is a gambit. We have our pieces developed. We have our rooks connected. It's time to attack. And we're castled opposite sides, so I mean, okay, rook there. I'm already tempted to push. I mean, if here we just sack the rook for sure. Yeah, let's go here. Let's sack the rook. If they take with the pawn, then I'll just take. But if they go here, we're going to 100% sacrifice the rook. The rookie rook. And yeah, now there's going to be some pressure here. It's just going to be a little uncomfortable, I think. So I already have this if I want, but then we get hit with this move. So let's just develop our rook over here. Check, king here. It would be nice if I had a knight being able to go here. So maybe we can sacrifice. Can I take? No. Okay, so on this, I'm going to step up. They're going to go here. And then I'll go check. And then I'll be able to move my knight if I wish. Yeah, so they go there. Now I'm going to develop my knight this way. We're threatening to trap the bishop now and to win the pawn. So how do you protect both? Because if you go here, I just take, and then push. So that's not really an option. Although there are a couple pawns and an exchange, so it could be okay, potentially. But like I said, you know, not all gambits are, you know, sound. Obviously, this is not the best play, but we'll see if we can actually attack a 1500 rated player, you know, a little bit dubiously. And how, if they can defend. You know, they might be able to. So they counterattack the bishop. That's a very interesting move. I think I'm just gonna come back. Maybe here even. I could also take, go here. No, that comes with a check. Yeah, let's just go all the way back. There's never a threat of this. And I'm still threatening to not play this anymore, actually. Oh, no, the pawn's there. There's a pawn here. So yeah, f6 is a huge threat at the moment. They can push the pawn, and I'll take it. And that'll save their bishop. That is really the only way out I see. But even with that, like, their king is pretty exposed here. Knight there. Oh, actually, that's a good move. That's a really good move. That's a good move. Very, very good move. I guess I can go here. Takes, check, king up. That's not what I want, though. That's unfortunate. See, my opponent's doing exactly what you should do, which is try to go for trades. Let's bring our queen in. If they take, we're going to be fine. Obviously, they can push with an attack, but then I go check. In here. Oh, okay, they missed something really, really huge. Like, really huge. Yeah, I mean, they're going to get a trade, which is actually really annoying. Really, really annoying. We have to take. There's no choice. So my opponent's just winning, without a doubt. But we're going to try and be tricky, and we're going to see if we're able to make anything of this. That was nice by my opponent. Good job. Good job. Let's go ahead and capture the pawn. We now have 3 attackers on this. You can go back and defend it. G5. You can go here too. Oh my gosh. Am I actually missing this? Here is actually disgusting. Because the rook is... Well, then I can go... No, knight here. No. King here, I go here. Takes. No, it's actually... No, I'm just losing. Just straight up losing if they play this. Yeah. Oh, they just take that. Interesting. So I can't take like this because then they can come down. Let's go ahead and capture like this though. And you know, it's not the end of the world. Let's go here with our rook. We're attacking this. Okay, that's actually the end of the world though. I have to sack again. Terrible. Okay, so we're just, yeah, we just blundered everything. But let's see if they can convert. Because they might not be able to. Still tricky, still tricky. We're going to take a pawn. Like, I mean, g6, bishop back. They can't ever get rid of the bishop without sacrificing. And these pawns are really bad. Go here so that they can't go here. We can push now. And what did I say? They blundered. So we blundered, but so did my opponent. Ooh. Okay, so ah. Gross. No, there's no check here. I guess let's just put the knight here. It's protected like this. And yeah, I'm going to start pushing this pawn. I want to go here as what I want. Will I get it? Who knows? We can also push. It is protected like by the bishop. King comes over. So I'm going to push and just be tricky. Try to get this. Obviously, you know, that's kind of just like a one-move threat. I'm going to be tricky again. I'm going to push the pawn. They can't take it because bishop here. So the king comes forward. I could go check. King goes here. But let's just solidify it all. Let's just go here. We still have to win though. Like we still have to find a way through. But first we just need to make sure that we're not going to lose anything valuable. They can't infiltrate here. Let's come forward and try to get to this square. We want to push at some moment. Potentially. Rook here attacking this could be an idea for them. Slide back. Well, rook here, I just push. And they can't go here. So they got to be careful. Yeah, so they're trying to set some stuff up. But I'm not really afraid. I'm just going to bring my king forward. Now they're blockade. Blockade. They can't give a check because of the bishop. And they go there. Oh, right. That does work. Let's give a check now. Try to come forward. They go back. Now I'm just going to come forward with the king. Come on, a nice diagonal. Opponent doesn't have many moves. I can go like b5. Move the knight somewheres to put pressure. Yeah, so they step all the way back, but that just allows me to take the pawn. Comes with a check as well. I'm going to push my pawn. We're threatening almost checkmate. Keyword is almost. King there. I'll just step back. And just step back. And now we'll block with the bishop. And we need to reroute the knight. Also, if I can get my king here. Yeah, wait. Let's go here. And that's checkmate. Yeah, because what I noticed in this position was the king, if I were to give this check, it would be checkmate, but they can take this pawn. So I realized if I move the king, protecting the pawn, I'll be able to go check. And checkmate. Okay, let's look at this game. It was actually very bad on my side, I must say. But yeah, anyways. So this is the Chartlick England Gambit. And as you can see, Stockfish is screaming to develop your knight, but that's not the idea of the opening. The idea of the opening is to develop the knight, develop the bishop, develop this bishop, get the queen here and long castle, trying to, you know, get some kind of check and discovery on the queen, but we didn't get that, which is fine. We can still just play chess. Then we go h4, and we're already winning. And my idea of sacking the rook is really good here. But we didn't play it correctly. What we should do is immediately go for checkmate. But I thought they'd just be able to play this. And then bishop c5. King h1. Queen here. Oh. Double attack on this. And they can't go here. And if they go here, we probably just trade everything. Well, I guess that wouldn't make sense to trade everything. But anyways, now we play it, and now it's not as good. But we were being tricky. We could have just took, which I did consider. I considered taking, but I thought that it just wasn't that great. So I didn't do that. And then, yeah, here, I was actually surprised to see queen d3. I thought that they had something really nice. What did I think that they had? I thought that they had this. And yeah, but like just king here. You can Oh, it's a draw. Oh, okay. I actually missed that the bishop was there. And it would have been a discovered attack. In my imagination, I imagined that the knight had taken it. So anyways, yeah, we're just losing here. Like after we take and then go here, we just trapped our rook. So it's yeah, it's just over. But this is why you never resign, especially at these levels. You never know what's going to happen. King up, and then here, I mean, I pushed the pawn, and he must have just thought that, oh, he blundered the f7 pawn. Board vision. Just did not see the entire board. So, yeah, and now we're back in the game. We're winning. And we just slowly come forward. And, yeah, I mean, this is what you do. And then when you see a mating net, you deliver. So, yeah, I hope you guys could take something from this. I am a 1900 rated player consistently with a peak of 2050, so I do have a little bit of insight on how to get better at chess and how to level up. So if you got some value, drop a like for that, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.